The group consisted of 5 survivors: Sarah, a former nurse haunted by the patients she couldn't save; Mark, a stoic ex-soldier with a troubled past; Emily, a resourceful young woman who lost her family to the virus; Tom, a timid accountant struggling under the weight of the new world; and Ben, a rebellious teenager fueled by anger at the unfairness of it all. Inside the bunker, tensions simmered as supplies dwindled and the constant threat of the undead loomed large. Sarah did her best to tend to the sick and injured, but the strain of watching them suffer took a toll on her mental health. Mark, always on edge from his days in combat, grew increasingly paranoid and distrustful of the others. Emily, with her quick thinking and sharp survival instincts, tried to keep the group together, but even she was starting to fray at the edges. One day, a crackly voice came through the radio, promising safety and sanctuary in a remote location far from the infected hordes. It was a chance they couldn't ignore, a glimmer of hope in a world filled with despair. After much debate and deliberation, the group decided to make the treacherous journey, knowing that it could be their only chance at survival. Armed to the teeth and hearts heavy with the weight of what they had lost, the group set out into the wasteland. They fought off wave after wave of zombies, their resolve tested at every turn. Along the way, they encountered other survivors, some desperate, others ruthless, but all trying to survive in a world that had turned against them. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of hardship and sacrifice, they reached the promised safe haven. But what they found there was not what they expected. The sanctuary was a trap, a twisted experiment by a deranged scientist who sought to study the infected up close. In a cruel twist of fate, the survivors were now the ones being hunted. In a final stand against the darkness that threatened to consume them, the group banded together one last time. Sarah's healing hands, Mark's combat skills, Emily's quick thinking, Tom's newfound courage, and Ben's reckless bravery all came together in a fight for survival. They faced the scientist and his twisted creations head-on, knowing that this battle would decide their fate once and for all. As the dust settled and the last zombie fell, the survivors stood victorious but weary. The ordeal had taken its toll, but they were still standing, still breathing, still human. In the aftermath, they made a pact to never forget what they had endured and to always hold on to their humanity, no matter how dark the world became. And together, they set out once more, determined to rebuild and reclaim what was lost in the ashes of the apocalypse.